ingrijpen niet uit. De Israëlische premier was de afgelopen 2 dagen op bezoek in Nederland. Direct na zijn gesprek met de koningin en premier Rutte had ik een exclusief interview met premier Benjamin Netanyahu. En ik vroeg hem hoe belangrijk de vriendschap met Nederland is, juist nu de rest van Europa zo kritisch is.
It's especially important to have friends like Holland. We have a lot of friends. Well, Europe is a complex entity. There's Central Europe, there's Eastern Europe. But I would say that to have friends in Western Europe, who understand our predicament, who share a desire to have security and peace, and who are at times willing, often, to stand up against what is clearly unfair about Israel, it's something particularly valuable, and we appreciate that. All Israelis appreciate that in Holland.
On the one issue that most concerns Israel, we also stand together. We stand together in opposing Iran's nuclear ambitions.
Yesterday in the synagogue, you said the Netherlands and Israel fully agree on the threat from Iran.
I think people here remember what it was like to have a very extreme ideology that armed itself massively, and what it did to the peace of the world and to your own country. In the case of Iran, it's different from that other movement in a number of ways. But one of the ways is that instead of seeking world domination and then developing nuclear weapons, Iran is actually reversing the order. Its leaders have a zealotry and a crazy ideology, but they've decided to try to first achieve nuclear weapons and then pursue the ideology, and not the other way around. I think the pressures, economic pressures, coupled with a clear indication that there would be a military action if these economic pressures fail, could stop them. That kind of pressure, military pressure alone, the threat of military pressure stopped Iran in 2003 for 1 year, when they thought the United States would take action against them as it did against Iraq previously. But I can't guarantee that. I can say that I think that for the sake of the peace of our region, for the sake of the safety of my own country, for the sake of the free flow of oil in the oil markets, and for the sake of global peace, I think it's critically important that the Ayatollah regime does not have nuclear weapons.
Is it possible that Israel could attack Iran without the support of the United States?
Well, I don't get into that discussion. I think I would say that it's in the interest of everyone, the United States, Israel, the EU, China, Russia, you name it, to prevent Iran from having nuclear weapons. It just should be not allowed to happen, period.
About the Iranian scientist who was recently killed, as a former commando, would you say it was a well-orchestrated operation?
I wouldn't say anything about it. Anytime something happens in Iran, Israel is accused, it doesn't make it true.
In principle, do you think the elimination of an individual who threatens the security of Israel is justified?
In principle, you can ask those questions and I can give you the same answer over and over and over again. We just don't respond to these kinds of things ever. We never talk about it, including in the many cases that we're not involved. We just don't talk about that. It's a good policy. It's bad interviews, but it's good policy.
It's all happening around you, and in the meantime, your relationship with the Palestinian President Abbas is more and more troubled. Don't you think it's wiser to mend fences with him?
Oh, sure. I mean, why mend fences? I would just meet with him and talk. I mean, we shouldn't have fences in the first place in the sense of talking to each other. And that's been my call from day one. And it's a simple test. I'm willing to have him come here to Holland, or for me to go to Ramallah, which is all of 10 minutes from my office in Jerusalem, and talk to him without preconditions.
But you are continue building settlements, and you reject the borders of 1967.
Well, he may have his conditions for ending the conflict, and I may have our conditions for ending the conflict, but I have no preconditions for beginning the negotiations.
But isn't building settlements a precondition?
Not really, because it's been there for the last 18 years.
Yeah, but you
and
continue.
the Palestinians, yeah, but how much space do they take up? You know how much space the settlements take?
It's not about space, it's about the principle and about...
Not really, no.
Why not?
I'll tell you why. Because the settlements, A, comprise 1.5% of the territory of the West Bank. 1.5%, so they don't decide the outcome. Second, Israel has been there all the time. If I said to you that Jews cannot live in Utrecht, they cannot build in Leiden, you'd say that's outrageous. Now, we're not foreign interlopers there. This is our ancestral homeland. I don't want to kick out the Palestinians, but they tell me that in the places where, I don't know, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Benjamin, the original one, and generations of Jews lived, no Jew can live. Why? We have a dispute. I recognize that we'll have to have a division of the territory. It's my ancestral homeland, but other people live there. So we'll have to make a very painful division. Let's negotiate about that.
But what is the incentive for the Palestinians to go back to the negotiating table?
Peace. They've been negotiating for 18 years and they never put a precondition on stopping the construction of buildings. Now, mind you, we don't build new settlements. We don't take new territory. We're talking about construction in the existing confines of existing communities. People have children. What frees life? You have children, throw them into the Arcon River or into the Nile. People live. Let's negotiate the peace while the people live. We don't tell the Palestinians, we dispute your claims on certain territory, so you can't build anything, break down anything you have. No, get into the negotiations. This is a legitimate place to negotiate this. Draw a border. Decide where the Arabs live, the Palestinian Arabs. Decide where the Jews live or the Israelis. Fine. But let's get on with it.
But even the United States and the Dutch government want you to freeze the settlements.
If we keep on pressing preconditions on each other, we'll never get to a solution. And in fact, for the last 18 years, the Palestinians were negotiating with governments before my own, and including my previous term, without putting forward this precondition. Now they do. I think it's a mistake. I think we should just get in there, talk about it, all these issues. And I think if we do it and put the necessary elements of security in the negotiations, then I think the Palestinians can have, I think, a brilliant future. So I think they're missing out on a great opportunity because I can deliver a deal. If I'm convinced that I can give security to the state of Israel, I think I can take the majority of the people with me. And I think by refusing to enter the negotiations and putting in preconditions, the Palestinians are missing a tremendous opportunity for them and for us. The thing to do is to get to the table and negotiate.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, thank you very much.
Thank you.
En ondanks de kritiek op Israëls nederzettingenbeleid gaat er nog dit jaar een Nederlandse handelsdelegatie naar Israël. Hij was schrijver.